NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Denver Broncos. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. 15 line. 15 line. Let's go. Let's hit this ball back with our
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ready?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Big stop. Let's go. Big rip. Big rip.
They'll run it with Johnson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
45 the mic. Bring it. Bring it. 2.
On play action, they'll throw. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
Here we go. Set. 50. Plant. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Undercross. 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 Sam off. Get it.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Check 4. Check 4. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey, alert 3. Alert 3. 5.
They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
Look at me. Go. Go. Switch. Double. Bravo. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike 53.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Go, go, go.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Back, yep. Watch twins, watch twins. Hustle.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Rock it. You got time right there. Kill. Now.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all this stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest, you can draft the most athletic guys, but if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Hey, box drop. Safety creeping. Hey, check Mike 57.
Out of the gun now on third down. This is caught. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up. Golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field. All right, this is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From a yard out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Here's Johnson. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
You got it. You got it. Come on, set. 50, play.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
64, we.
Man, we gotta get this stop here, D. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Five.
Minus 47.
Here's a 2nd and 7. His pass caught at the 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get...
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, in first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 82 yards, and the Saints have taken the lead. So that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
You're out.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Get it.
He'll look to throw. He's got his tight end Fant. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed, I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. A first down carry here for Johnson. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 44-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I got you. I got you. Switch.
They give to Johnson going right. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
Right there.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Hey, orbit.
They'll set up to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Leo. Hey, Haywood. Hey.
Man, move it. You got to get that. Mike 52. I got you, pump. 5-2.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Looking left side, he's got it complete. And they're going to get the first down here as he's up to the 14. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Right, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Go.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
On second down, Kamara. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Come on, set. 15, line it. 15 line. Hey, Alpha.
I'm going back to you. Bang, 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 bang.
Shoot.
Back to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On second down, Johnson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Here we go. Here we go.
Five.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
He's coming. Double up.
Back to throw. And this is incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but it'll be second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air. There's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Pilot, 64, read.
Now back to throw. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Then he'll give it here to his running back. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Check it back, check it back.
Hey, lock it.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here.
Watch the twist.
They'll drop the throw. And that is going to be incomplete. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Now Johnson. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Mike's 50. Mike goes.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Ready up.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. Nice pickup for a 1st down.
A bit of an opening there on the 1st down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Hey, team 6, team 6.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Check.
2nd and 4. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On third down, Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
61, matchbox lights. Yo, 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 go, go.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike, I'm out. You better.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
22, Mike 22. Watch the run, watch the run.
Shoot.
They're going to look to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the Saints' 19-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Let's go. Get it.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Sponge. No. Shoot.
Protein spill.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Buzz.
Man out. Mike 22. Hey, tight that.
Ready.
Back to throw now on first down. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 2nd and 11. For Marshall, that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq Thompson has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Johnson was the intended receiver. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Yo, Hatchet.
Christian, Travis.
Looking to throw. And that's complete to Marshall on the crossing route. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Kill. Turn it up. Big ass.
Yep.
They'll look to throw here. Going deep downfield for Ross. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The defense did their job. 4th quarter, big stand.
No doubt about it, because the offense has been yelling at them from the sideline. Just do us a favor. Get us the ball back. Give us one more chance to take it downfield. The defense just did them a solid, it appears.
And when they get the ball back, they can kind of play free tie game. They're not behind. So that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Screenplay, Johnson. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one, because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Orbit.
Mike 22. Watch the run. No. Off.
SOS. Ready.
They'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him a gain of 37.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
On the set.
22's coming, Mike. Down to lose one. Tighten up.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints 39.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Set the tone, defense.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is...
Flushed out right. It finds his target, Fuller. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 27-yard line. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Hey, Mike's 50. Mike.
Hey!
I'm coming.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Man, they're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
Hey! Wahoo!
Football. Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50. Mike 50, huh? Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
And the blitz does come. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long, he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. A gain of 6 there on first. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And some room to work. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. They come out here in the I. Second and goal from inside the 5.
Hurry up. Ready.
Johnson running right. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Check 4.
Hey, Charlie.
Alert 3. Showing it.
5.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. He missed his only attempt earlier. This time he's going for the win. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Broncos, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.
Up this magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you. Look at my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, laughing. Now I hit the scene, daylight lights, camera action. Living in a dream, now my music they be blasting. Always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, tried to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he you can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, we ride, for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side. Life, and I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Drown out my problems, let me When up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in. Finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the result, I'm better killing them all. Rogue One, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. With state prop you looking bleak now. I was home to sleep designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak they listen. Couldn't find it so she fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true cause you look like the opposition. Run it up. Greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet.